Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Please, if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, you like the video and you share your comment. I'm so excited to come your way once again with another educative content. And guess what I'm going to talk about today? I want to talk about traditional marriage when it comes to the Akans. I'm talking about Ghana, the Akans. Tree speaking. Hello everybody, thanks so much for joining me once again. Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining me on my platform. I'm really excited to have you back. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please kindly make sure you subscribe to the channel, you like the video, and you share your comment with me. I'm ready for all your questions and I'm going to answer. And this very video, or this very topic I'm going to talk about, I've dealt with it before, but by popular request, I've had so many calls, so many messages. People want me to go into it again and elaborate more. Today, I'm going to talk about traditional marriage for the Akans. What are some of the things you need? What are some of the things you need? As you prepare to marry, there are certain things that you need to know, most especially if you are going to marry an Akan, a lady who is an Akan. It doesn't matter the tribe the man is coming from, but here in Ghana we know that it is the man who goes to ask for the woman's hand in marriage from the family. So it's actually going to be the woman's family who you are going to perform their marriage rites. So for instance, if you are a Ghan and you want to go and marry an Akan, it should tell you that you going to marry an Akan, you are going to do the Akan traditional marriage. So now let's hit the ground, and I'm going to talk about other tribes and then how you can go about it. So for us to start, let me say congratulations to anyone who is preparing. So let me say congratulations in advance to anyone who is preparing to get married, and thank you so much for coming. And just as I've mentioned, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. Okay, so let's go. Now, first of all, to get the list and the things you need for an Akan traditional marriage, especially if you're a man, you want to go and marry an Akan, or you are an Akan, a lady who is an Akan, you are preparing for marriage and you want to actually know the kind of things that your man is supposed to get, or you, the two of you, have to come together so that everything becomes successful. Now, the first thing on the list is what we call kokoko, or knocking. Now, knocking, kokoko, which means that you cannot enter into anybody's house without knocking, and to knock for them to open the door for you, you need to show some form of appreciation. So the first thing on the list is called kokoko. And with kokoko, normally what the family is going to require from you to be the kokoko can be a cash amount and then a drink. Get it real. A cash or a drink. One may ask, how much do I need for kokoko? I'm going to use some figures, but it is going to vary from one family to the other, so it varies. Now, kokoko is not supposed to be an amount of money which is so extreme. Kokoko is kokoko. You are just knocking to formally introduce the man. So maybe the man goes with the family to go and do the kokoko knocking, but kokoko knocking is not marriage. It is just for you to show yourself or disclose yourself to the family of the lady that, yes, I'm interested in your daughter and I want to get married. So the kokoko, an amount of money, a range, it can range between, let's say, 200 to 500. I'm giving some of these ranges, but it can depend. It depends on the family you are going to marry from. So some can go to the extreme of taking, but kokoko is not something that should be extreme. It can be 200 cedis together with a gin, let's see, a schnapp or a foreign drink, and then a 200 cedis, 300 cedis. Maximum should be 500 cedis. It's cool for kokoko. Now, after kokoko is done, the day you go with your family to go and seek for the woman's hand in marriage, you do kokoko, and it means that normally that is the day that the family of the woman is going to present the list of items to you. So the day of the kokoko is when you receive the list. These things I'm going to talk about. The day of the kokoko, the day you go and introduce yourself to the family, that is when you are going to receive the list I'm going to talk about. So on the list, the first thing you are going to see on the list as you get prepared to marry an Akan lady is what we call Ija Sika, a money for the father. Now, you are going to present an amount of money to the father, and then a full cloth, a full piece cloth for the father, and then you are going to add a native sandals. Let me take it again. For the father, you are going to present a full piece cloth plus a native sandals, a cash. So you need to add some amount of money. Just as I mentioned, it's going to vary from one family to the other. A family can decide that the money for the father should be 800, 1,000, 1,005. That is how it is. So 800, 1,000, 1,005. Some families are so good and generous to the extent that they understand the essence of marriage, and they feel that these are people who are going to start life. So let's not stretch them. Let's give them that opportunity to be able to save money, so that after marriage they will be able to take care of themselves. So some can even tell you that the money for the father, pay 500 cedis. You'll be surprised. Yes, in 2024 a father can say pay 200 cedis. Now, a full piece of cloth, we have cloth for male. Some people can be very specific and tell you that they need a kente cloth for the father. So it depends on the family. Others too will just give you that option just to choose. If you feel like buying a kente cloth for the father, you can just go ahead. If he has to do with normal cloth, it has to be a cloth for male, and then you buy the full piece cloth. So let's assume you are giving the father 1,000 cedis, a full piece cloth, and then a native sandals, what we call here in Ghana a henema. Now we come to the mother. Now with the mother, you are going to also present a cloth, a scarf, and a native sandals, and then a cash. So I'm going to take the mother again. You are going to present a cloth. You are going to present a scarf, or what people will say, so a scarf. I think it makes sense. A scarf. So a cloth, a scarf, a native sandals, and an amount of money. The only difference between the money you give to the father and the mother is that always with the accounts, the father takes more. So for instance, if we are giving the father 1,000, the mother can take like 800 or 600. So always the fathers take more. The money that is allocated for the father and the mother, always if the father is taking like 1,000 cedis, the mother can take 800, 700 or 600. So that is how it's like. So just get the difference. Okay, so the next item I want to talk about, and I've talked about, you are doing the knocking, the father, the mother, and then the other one I want to touch on is called J3. J3. Now, what is J3? Now, in the olden days, tradition, our people believe that most of our women were not working. They were living with their parents. So what happens is that now you are going to marry the woman, but the woman is not going to be what we term as a housewife. The woman is supposed to start doing something. So the man in the list, they are going to allocate something we call J3, as it is going to serve as a seed money for the woman to also be an independent woman and start doing any other business she wants to do. So J3 is an amount of money allocated on the traditional marriage list, and that money goes to the woman you are going to marry. It doesn't go to the father or the mother, but it is called J3. J3. You want to set up a business for the woman, and the family is going to come up with an amount of money. Now with J3, where we've got into now, some of the ladies are schooling, some are even working, some are working before, so now they put some amount of money. Some people can tell you that you pay a J3 of 1,000 cedis, some can put 1,500, some can put 2,000, some can put 3,000, depends on the family. So J3, the amount of money goes to the lady. It is not supposed to go to the father, the mother, because the father and the mother have taken theirs already. So J3 comes in without any drink, let's say any wine or gin. No, J3 is an amount of money that is given to the bride. Now I'm going to talk about the other one, which is also called 3 insa, a 3 insa. Now with a 3 insa, it's also an amount of money. Now in the olden days, it was not just money, but it was a wine or a drink that is presented to the family, not the mother, not the father, but to the family. Both the nuclear and the extended family, they take what we call the 3 insa. Now the 3 insa, just as I mentioned, 3 insa, insa in Akan means a wine or a drink or an alcoholic drink. What is it's a drink taken on behalf of the family. Now the essence of taking 3 insa is that this drink, after it's taken from the man's family, they will make sure that each and everyone within the family at least get a sip of that drink. So it signifies that yes, Akosia's marriage, the 3 insa that came, I have tasted it, and I bear witness that yes, we have given our daughter to Akwesi to marry. So the 3 insa is actually a drink that is shared among everybody in the family. But we've gotten to a point where now 3 insa, some families will tell you that no, the 3 insa should come with an amount of money. So some will allocate an amount of money. It can be 1,000 or 1,500. Please don't be disturbed about the money I'm mentioning. Maybe you have gone for your list and the 3 insa is 5,000. Just as I'm saying, it depends solely on the family you are going in. Somebody can tell you pay 3 insa of 200, 300 or 500 or 1,000. So let's assume you pay 3 insa of 1,000. You are going to add a wine, a drink to it. So 3 insa, if it is coming with the money, it's coming together with the drink. But in the past, 3 insa is just a drink that is offered and it's shared among the family. Now what happens to 3 insa that comes with a cash and then a wine? What happens is that the wine is also shared among the family of the woman, and then the amount of money is also shared among everybody within the family. So at least if you are getting 1 cedi or 2 cedi, it tells you that, oh, when Amma was getting married, I also had something, because it is believed in the accounts that when you give birth, one person gives birth, but it takes a whole community or a whole lot of people to come together to make sure that that lady comes up and becomes a very respectful person. So it is believed that Amma, who was born into the family, Amma met a lot of people. Amma has gone through training. People have really helped her, bought food for her, cooked for her to eat. So anybody who has contributed to the growth of Amma should have at least something from the marriage that Amma is going. So 3 insa is an amount of money or a drink or money with drinks shared among family. Yes. And then the next one I want to talk about is also a 6 pieces of cloth, and this one it cuts across the account. 6 pieces of cloth. If you want to buy more, then fine, but with the accounts you need to get 6 pieces of cloth. Now when you get your 6 pieces of cloth, you are supposed to also get about 6 scarves, which is also going to be part of the things that you have. So you get 6 pieces of cloth, then you get 6 scarf. Now some will put in the list that you should provide a jewelry set. So with the jewelry set that you are supposed to provide, this jewelry set should include, let's say, a necklace, earrings, and you know, a jewelry set. So you can just go to a jewelry shop and then you get that jewelry box, and then everything will be in for the woman. So it's part of the things that traditional marriage they require. And now you are supposed to provide a ring. You are supposed to provide a ring for the family. Now this ring doesn't go to the family, but the ring is going to be a sign of your marriage. So On that day, you are going to put that ring on the finger of this lady. It depends on your strength, whether you can do the gold 18, 20 carats. Actually, they don't state that the ring should be 50 carat or anything. No, they don't state, but they'll tell you that you should add a ring. And now, because of most people are Christians, you are asked to bring a Bible. So a ring and then a Bible. And then as well, you are asked to get shoes, sandals, shoes for the lady. And now all these items will be put into what we call ecolak. I think that is what most of you would actually understand. So it will be put into it, and then you package everything and then you take it along. Another thing I'm going to talk about is that you are supposed to also buy panties. Yes, you heard me right. You're supposed to also provide panties for the lady. So you buy about a dozen of panties. And another thing that they would also require from you is that you get waist beads. Yes, as part of our tradition, as you get the panties for the lady together with the items that is going to be on the list, you are supposed to get waist beads for the lady. So we are still on it. And now, normally in the olden days, on the list, they are going to tell you that provide a sewing machine. Provide a sewing machine as you come in to marry their daughter. On the list, it used to be on, so people were marrying and you have to get a sewing machine for the woman. Why is it that they require a sewing machine? Now, back then in the olden days, every house had a sewing machine, at least for basic amendments. If something is torn, you don't need to move to one place to the other, go look for a seamstress or a tailor to amend anything for you. So it was a requirement that back then in the olden days, everybody had an idea, basic sewing, the thing you need to do some amendment, you need to. But now sewing machines, people are not requesting for it, but they ask for some of these things. And I've been to a marriage where in place of the sewing machine, the father requested for a laptop. Yes, so a laptop was in the list. Yes, I've been to another engagement, traditional marriage, where they requested for an iPad in place of the sewing machine. So basically, these are the things that is going to be on the list you should expect when you are going to marry from an Akan family. And these are the list, the basic things. Most of the families, this is what they are going to require. It is not going to be more. If they are adding more, it means that they are doing their list. But per tradition and what has been there for ages, the list I've given you, this is what you are supposed to provide as you prepare to marry an Akan. And then there is another last thing which is normally on the list. It is called Abedwafo Sika. Now, Abedwafo Sika is an amount of money also allocated, and it goes to, let's say, some of the people who sat down to witness the marriage. They shared the Abedwafo Sika. Normally, even the one who was the linguist for the woman and then the one who was the linguist for the man, they shared the Abedwafo Sika. It doesn't go to the family. And then again, I left one out. Yes, Akan Traditional. Now, during traditional marriage for the Akans, what happens is that all the money that are collected, for instance, money for the father, the mother, G3, Trinsa, and all of them, they are all collected in an envelope and put down. But there is one we call the Akan Traditional or Akan Sika. I'll come and explain that thing in our subsequent videos. Now this is the only money that is handed. They are going to hand over this Akan Traditional money for the brother-in-law. They will hand it over to the brother-in-law on the ground at the spot. This time, they don't wait for the program to end. They don't wait for everything to end and then the family goes into the room and then they take what is meant for the brother-in-law. But the brother-in-law is called in public during the ceremony, and then they hand over this money that is meant for the brother-in-law. They hand this money over to him in public. in public, and I'll come and explain why we give money to the brother-in-law and why is it done in public in our subsequent videos. I think I did a video and some people were asking me that why do we give those monies in public. Yes, I'll come out and I'll come and explain. So money is allocated to the brother-in-law or the brother of the woman who is being married and taken away, and money is allocated to him. So basically this is the traditional marriage. I'm going to talk about weddings in our subsequent videos, and I'm going to touch on some tribes we have in Ghana and how they go about their marriage. If you have enjoyed the video, please, I will urge you to like the video, you share with a friend, you share with someone who is preparing to get married. And I'm very, very excited to have you back to watch this content. Make sure if you have any question, just feel free and drop it in the comment section. If you want me to touch on a tribe you want to go and marry from, or maybe you are in a tribe but you don't know what is required to from your family, you can just drop in the comment section and I will do justice to it and explain to you. Once again, make sure you like, you subscribe to the channel. My name is Barry Makechre Ajman. Thank you so much. Bye bye.